I never imagined one night could dismantle everything I thought I knew about love, trust, and myself. Yet there I stood, trembling at the doorway of my own home, every heartbeat screaming regret. That evening had begun like any other. I had told my husband I was meeting a friend for a casual drink, an excuse I had rehearsed so many times it sounded like truth. He smiled, kissed me softly on the cheek, and walked away, completely unaware of the storm I was about to enter. As soon as I left, the mundane world dissolved, replaced by the intoxicating thrill of anonymity, danger, and desire. The bar was dimly lit, filled with laughter that smelled like freedom, cocktails that promised escape, and eyes that sought secrets in the darkness. And then I saw him, the man who would change the course of my night, who would make me forget myself in ways I hadn't thought possible. Tall, sharp, magnetic. His gaze made my skin tingle, his words spun webs of temptation that I could not resist. I told myself it was harmless, that I was just flirting, just playing, just feeling alive. But harmless became reckless, and playful touches became urgent, and before I knew it, I had crossed the line I had never imagined crossing. Every moment with him felt like stepping off a cliff and falling into a warm, dangerous abyss. The thrill of being desired, of being someone more than the dutiful wife my husband thought I was, intoxicated me. My thoughts occasionally flickered to my husband, his trusting smile, the way he always waited for me, perhaps imagining me quietly sipping tea while reading a book. I shoved the memory away, telling myself that no harm had been done, that this was just a night, just an escape. Hours passed like a fever dream. His whispers, promises, and laughter surrounded me, making the world outside disappear entirely. And yet, a nagging voice in my mind, faint but persistent, reminded me of reality. My husband was at home, waiting, trusting me with his heart. I forced myself to ignore it, telling myself I deserved this thrill, this danger, this temporary oblivion. I did not realize that every laugh, every touch, every stolen moment was weaving a chain that would trap me in guilt and horror the moment I returned home. As dawn approached, the realization hit me. I had to go back. I had to face the man who loved me with a purity I did not deserve. My heart pounded violently. My hands shook as I drove home, replaying every moment in a merciless loop. Every smile, every whisper, every stolen touch became a dagger in my chest. My house appeared like a sanctuary I had just desecrated. The familiar smell of home should have been comforting, but instead, it felt suffocating, a reminder of my betrayal. I stepped inside, holding my keys like a lifeline, trying to steady myself. And then I saw it, a small envelope on the dining table, his precise handwriting staring back at me. My pulse stopped. He was home. He had been home all night. And he had left me a note. Trembling, I picked it up, my fingers brushing against the paper like it was both a lifeline and a noose. The message was brief, almost deceptively calm. I know. Don't make me find out more. Shock paralyzed me. How could he know? Every precaution, every careful step, every lie I had rehearsed melted into dust. His words were a dagger, slicing through my fantasies, my arrogance, my deceit. My mind raced as I remembered the security camera he had insisted on installing, the one I had mocked as unnecessary. Every step I had taken, every whisper I had shared, every move I had made in my home had been seen. He had known. He had been watching. And yet he had chosen silence until the perfect, devastating moment. I sank to the couch, clutching the envelope, my mind spiraling. The calm hum of the house, the soft light of the morning, and the echo of my own guilt created a crushing weight. And then he appeared, calm, collected, carrying a glass of water, his expression unreadable, yet somehow filled with a quiet, terrifying intensity. "We need to talk," he said softly, his voice carrying a power that made my knees weak. I realized then that I had never truly understood the depth of his love or the extent of his perception. The conversation that followed was worse than I could have imagined. He didn't yell. He didn't cry. He didn't scream. His calmness, his controlled voice, made every lie I had told feel grotesque. He recounted everything he had observed, every clue, every hint, every subtle betrayal I thought had been invisible. My stomach twisted as each revelation landed like a hammer. Every lie, every thrill, every reckless moment was laid bare, stripped of illusion, exposed in the cold light of truth. I wanted to disappear, to erase myself from existence, but I could not. I watched him move through the house, every step purposeful, Every glance a silent judgment. The love I had taken for granted was a living thing, wounded but unbroken, and I realized the cruelest truth of all. I had destroyed my own peace, my own trust, my own dignity, chasing a fleeting thrill, while he had waited, loving me blindly, completely, faithfully. By evening, the sun cast long, pale shadows across the living room, and I knew that nothing would ever be the same. The man I had betrayed, who had loved me with such purity and patience, had survived my deception with a strength I could not hope to match. He handed me another note. I love you, but trust, once broken, may never return. It's your choice now. My hands shook as I read it, realizing that the consequences of my night of reckless abandon were irreversible. I spent that night in silence, haunted by my choices, watching the man I had hurt, the man who had loved me more than I deserved. And as I lay awake, the reality of my betrayal pressed down like a physical weight, reminding me that some thrills are fleeting, some lies are permanent, and some love, once broken, leaves a scar that never heals. I had chased freedom, only to find myself trapped in guilt, heartbreak, and the terrifying clarity of truth. The night of passion I had thought would set me free had instead shattered me completely, and there was no way to put the pieces back together.